Hello everybody, welcome to another update video from the Pro Traders Lounge. My name is Yunus, and of course I will be taking a look at the Elliott wave scenario that we are tracking for Bitcoin. Take you guys back on the last update video because I still think that is pretty relevant. We were anticipating Bitcoin to set in some kind of a range, and then potentially this could be the end of wave 4, and then potentially we could still have a push up to wave 5 for higher targets. We'll take a look at that right now. Alright, let's start off with our higher time frame count. Firstly, this is a small recap of last YouTube video, but it remains the same. We're looking for potentially this 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially 5th wave to the upside again, and ending this wave 3. But it could also still be this kind of A, B, C pattern playing out. It all depends, of course, like I mentioned last time. If we do push up here, do we get an aggressive move down, or are we going to start some kind of a range again, something like this? Going to be a higher degree wave 4, but that is still far ahead. Let's try and focus here a little bit on the local count here. Let's go on the daily here and see what we can find. So far, yeah, you can clearly see Bitcoin is in a range. It isn't really an easy count. I think it's a bit complex here. So if it is complex, I'd rather say this is WXY. If we are still going to hold this support area, this remains a support area as mentioned. If we start to lose that, I think it's going to be a quick move down towards around 52k at least. As this was a pretty quick move up, you can have it likewise to the downside. Here is going to be a quick move down again, so that will also most likely be the invalidation of this to be wave 4. I'm not going to say that this wave 4 can go this deep. I don't think that's the greatest look. So if it can hold this support, I think it is still likely for us to see another push up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so far, so good. All right, let's get some targets here for the 5th wave potentially to the upside. Let's take it from the low of wave 4 now to the high. We have some confluence here on the 1.236. 77, 76, yeah, the same area I was looking at last month, my bad. And we have a little bit higher here, 82k, 1618, also a nice target. Are the bulls going to have that much strength, or are we having more strength than I anticipate and go all the way to 95k? So there's a few targets that I have, but it also depends on subdivisions wise. We get some nice 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or maybe it's going to play even more complex into some kind of a diagonal in here. That is also always possible because, you know, 5th waves tend to make those complex moves up. But it's a little bit of a waiting game for that one. To see if we get a bit more data, and then we can anticipate a more advanced plan for this one. Now, of course, most of our members are now already in longs, as we have been anticipating a swing failure setup. As we were saying that this could potentially be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5th wave to the downside. There's also a potential play that I said reclaim of value area low. But if you just look at the chart here, so far we're coming into this value area low area, not really able to claim it. Are we going to have our first 4-hourly candle above it? Potentially, this could be the first sign of strength, and could potentially make our way all the way to the point of control. That's going to be a big one, and then the value area high, of course, a few targets to take some profits. So now the swing failure setup has been activated. Is there still, this was a conservative trade, can you still trade from the value area low if we reclaim it and then trade it all the way towards maybe the high of the range, or 77k or even higher? I do think it's still in play. I do think it's likely, unless you will lose 60k, but that's such an obvious support area and such an easy invalidation as well. So I do like this setup. It is playing out so far. We have also taken some profits here at the very low, so yeah, target 77, 82. Our members are aware, but of course getting those setups in advance is for the Sunday swingers setup. So this is for the members only. Of course, if you are interested in that, small sales pitch, protraderslounge.com, of course. So yeah, we are aware where we are coming into. We knew the swing failure trade was going to be a nice one. And now it's a little bit of a waiting game, especially as a swing trader. You're into your longs. Have some targets, take profits, targets here. It's not gonna do a V. It's unlikely to just V shape like that. It's gonna play out and have some structure, of course. When was the last time we had some kind of a nice range here? It was at 25k here. As you can see, for me this looks fairly similar here. Big move down, then with another little bit of a chop. Then finally we started to reclaim some levels, and then check, and then finally it breaks through. So it usually tends to take some time in here and chop around before finally getting to the high of the range and then breaking up. So likely that it's still gonna do something like this, and then finally gonna make your way up. So far so good. Yeah, the alternative, the bearish one, I'm gonna keep that for the members here, but if we do start to lose 60k area, definitely gonna be a red flag for the higher time frame count. Yeah, you cannot say wave 4 is gonna be that deep. Not really the greatest look, so it's gonna be very unlikely if that happens. It has to hold this area and start to push up here for this scenario to still be valid. And yeah, see how this plays out. So, like, what I would like to see is something like this, and then, yeah, this would be an area I would look for sells or shorts if we get into some kind of a nice impulse to 3, 4, 5. And then again, this could potentially be a big reversal point, or could just be another big range for the higher degree wave 4. Then we could still be talking about a lot higher, but yeah, that's far away. Let's see what happens in the coming weeks. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know into this session. What am I saying? This is just from doing all these sessions. For the members, it is a session question. For you, it's going to be the comment section. And if you like some Elliott waves, please follow me on Twitter. Take a look on some updates on the way up, if we do go up or we're going to go down. I'll let you guys know. Have a good one, take care, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.